Welcome to another week of Valley News. I hope everyone's having a great week here at TVCC. Thank you for joining us here in the Cardinal Broadcasting Network studio. I'm Jennifer Hannigan, the Public Information Officer here at Trinity Valley Community College, and you're watching Valley News, where we bring you news and information about the latest happenings around TVCC. The semester's winding down. We're less than a month before graduation. It's definitely gone fast. If you missed the TVCC Health Fair last week, you missed a great event. Despite winter coming back in to take what we hope is one last bite out of this part of the country, the nursing program put on a great event as usual. It got moved inside, but it turned out wonderfully. The event's designed to provide the public with all kinds of information about relevant health topics, but it's all presented with a little bit of fun mixed in. TVCC hosts nursing courses on more than one campus, but the main program is located at the Health Science Center in Kaufman. So those students traveled 40 miles to bring this event to the TVCC campus. Thank you, nursing students, for your dedication and for providing the public with so much important information. As always this time of year, there are several events coming up at TVCC in just a few weeks, so we're going to run through a few of those quickly before we bring today's guest, Cardet Director Darla Mansfield, into the studio. First, Student Activities is planning a mud volleyball game for this Wednesday, April 17th, in the pit beside Cardinal Gym. That should be fun. They're also planning kickball in the pit on the 24th of April and a powder puff football game in the pit on April 25th. So if you're interested in any of those, please see Courtney Curran in Student Activities on the bottom floor of the sub. Also, the TVCC Science Club is planning to host an Earth Day Festival on April 19th. That's this Friday. Several area environmental groups will be on campus to help provide resources to teach us how to care for the planet. And there will also be an egg catapult contest that day. Teams from the college and area high schools are currently working on designing catapults for the competition. The event will be from 1 to 5 p.m. and will be located near the Gibbs Building. The music department will hold its final concert of the year on April 28th. A choral tapestry is its title, and it will showcase the talents of the music major students who are going to be graduating in May. However, it will feature all of the choral groups and all choir students. The event will be at 3 p.m. at Dogwood Church, which is located on FM 2494, 3 miles west of the Athens campus. There is no admission charge for the concert. Now, on to our guest for this morning. We'd like to welcome Cardet Director Darla Mansfield back into the studio. It's always great to have you here, Darla. And we know it's a very busy time of year for you, but we're very glad that you took a few minutes to spend with us. I'd like to talk about Spring Show, the spring production. You've done it as long as I can remember, and it's coming up next week. So how long have the Cardet organization been doing Spring Show?
I believe this is the 27th or 28th Spring Show.
So a really long time, and it's always great and worth watching. Can you tell us a little bit about this year's, when it's going to be, where?
The show is titled A Tale to be Told, and it will be in the Athens campus auditorium. Our opening night is Friday, April the 18th. It's 7 o'clock show. Then we've got a show on Saturday, April the 20th at 7 o'clock, and then on Sunday, April the 21st at 2 p.m.
So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
And there's an admission charge, but it's not much.
No, it's $8 per person, and then from there it's a gradual decrease if you're a high school student with a student ID, a TVCC student with an ID, and then also a children's admission.
Got it. So, okay. Tell me a little bit about this year's theme. It's always kind of a fun thing for you guys to pick out the theme, and then everything wraps around it. Tell me where you came up with A Tale to be Told.
The officers and myself, we get together at the end of the fall semester, and we come up with various ideas and try to pull together a show and make sure that we've got enough numbers, enough variety, comedy, lyricals, more serious numbers. And one of our themes in camp was to unlock the goddess within. And so that kind of led us into creating the idea for our spring show, A Tale to be Told, which is basically the tales that we'll be rediscovering with gods and goddesses and muses and mythological creatures and all kinds of interesting titles and subjects, and it will certainly entertain all ages.
I bet that makes for great costuming as well.
Yes, it has been fun. It has been a lot of fun.
Excuse me, about how many numbers are in this year's show?
There is about 25 to 27 numbers, and that is dance numbers, skits, all different types of performances. And all of the skits and fillers and dance numbers are Cardettes, our Cardette escorts. So there is not any outside guests. So it's 100% Cardette from start to finish.
Wow, that's definitely nice. Now the choreography, I know sometimes you do some of it and then there are others that help out. Tell me some of the people who helped out with this year's choreography.
We are very fortunate to have some of our alumni come back and be able to do choreography. I have Catherine Corey, who was a former Cardette captain, as well as my graduate assistant. She is now an assistant director, and she has come back to do choreography. I also have Tasha Evans, who is a former lieutenant. She was actually my first officer line lieutenant, and she has come back to do a hip hop, and she is actually a hip hop instructor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and so she is very, very prevalent in her field. And we also have Summer Whaley, who is a former Radio City Rockette, and she also does work with the Rockettes currently, and she is also in the competitive field, and so she is coming back to do a Bollywood piece. And so there is a lot. I try to bring back additional different people so that the girls can get a better variety just from the outside choreographers.
And it's nice to have former Cardettes who are willing to support you so much.
It makes me proud.
I can definitely see that. If they wanted more information about the show, where should they go?
You can go to the Cardette website off of the main TVCC homepage, and there is a link there for spring production. Then we will also have information on Facebook as well as Twitter. Okay. So there's lots of information.
That'll work, and then when those things get posted, we'll post them onto the main TVCC, the webpage, the Facebook and Twitter as well. So stay tuned in the next few days and we'll get some more information up about that event. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Darla. I really appreciate it. It's always great to have you.
Thanks.
Again, A Tale to Be Told is set for the 19th, 20th, and 21st in the auditorium, so be sure to come check it out. It's definitely worth the time, and it's always a great event. And one last question before I move on. It supports the Cardette organization. What is the funds from this year's event? What is it going toward?
The funds go to offset some of the costs of the show, but we also have a silent auction in the lobby, and those funds raised will be going to help the girls in their travels. In May, they'll be going to London, and so that will help with spending money and meal money and things like that. So every dollar that's put in will be going to good use.
All right. So not only a good event, but a good cause as well. Thank you again, Darla. As a reminder, moving on, I want to let you know that online registration is now open for summer. So if you need to take a class, visit the main portion of our webpage and follow the link. That's all for this week's edition of Valley News. For more on what's happening each week around the Valley, check out the news section at the bottom of our homepage, our Facebook page at facebook.com/Trinity Valley Community College, and follow us on Twitter at TVCC News. Thank you for joining us for another week of Valley News, brought to you by the Cardinal Broadcasting Network. I'm Jennifer Hannigan.